Okay, let's go. We got some glazing to do. I'm going to start with the white, which is right here. First you take the lid off, you take the brush, and you give it a stir, stir, stir. Yeah. Let's get you in tight here for that. Here we go. Take a look in here, see? Yeah, give it a good stir in there, mix it up really nice, you see, that's important. The other way, we want to scrape that stuff off the bottom, you see. If there's anything on there, that's got to get mixed in, so stir it up, put the brush over there. Okay, let me hook you up on the wall again over here. There, can you still see me okay? I think that's a little bit better right there. Oh. No. Okay. Let's get busy. Use the tongies. These guys. Grab a pot. There's a pot. See? Look at that. See, I'm going to dip it into the white glaze. Take it out. There's one, 2, 3, and 4. You know, I would say most people make about 3 or 4 pieces in our beginner's class. We'll put that over there. First I'm going to start with all the white because, well, white is the most easily contaminated of all the glazes, so might as well start with the white, and then I progressively get to the darker glazes. And they all get a nice dip. You see, this makes it nice and even, and it can be done rather quickly. Like that. There's another one. We've got another one here. This one has 4 pots. So it's important to have a good grip on your pot when you're dipping it in, because you don't want to let go of it and then it falls into the bottom of the bucket. Then you've got to try to get it out of there somehow. So let's get all the white done. Just a quick dip, that's all it needs. It doesn't need to go in for very long. In and out, because you just want to get one nice, even, quick coverage on there. Let's take a look at it. See, it's glazed all over, and it dries rather quickly because the clay is absorbing the water. Okay, it looks like I've got 3 more pots to glaze with the white glaze. Let's do it. Here's a plate. You notice how I keep it moving? I want to keep the drip moving around so that I don't get a pool of glaze somewhere or no glaze somewhere. Now this one is the tricky one because it's only being held on by a crazy little bottom, tiny little. Alright, there, I think we got that. Whoa, this one is a tricky one. Okay. And, oop, that's the hard part, letting go without dropping it. Alright, now we're back to the beginning here because let's go back to this one here. Using our sponge in the water, we're going to have to wipe the bottoms. Now the reason we wipe the bottoms is because the bottom of the pot has glaze on it. I don't want to have glaze on the bottom because it's going to stick to my kiln. So I have to wipe it off, you see. There. table a little white too. So you can do this rather vigorously, but the most important thing when you're doing this is to keep the pot, see there's another one, holding it so that you're wiping from down here, not up here, and then the water drips down on your pot and makes a big mess. So here's a big plate with a lot of glaze on the bottom. Let's just get a big wet sponge to wipe that. So all the drips are not falling on the pot, they're just kind of dripping it down onto my hand. And this is a big one. Trying to get all that glaze off of there. There we go. Wipey wipe. And so this is part of pottery, is the repetition. Doing things over and over and over. So I have to glaze approximately 80 pots, I guess, every week. I have to load 80 pots into the kiln. I have to take them out. And then, of course, I have to glaze them, put them back in again, take them out again. So there's a tremendous amount of repetition with a lot of things we do at work, and that's also very true with our art, and that's how we get practice and get better and better at things. So there, these are all looking very nice. I think my students are going to be very happy with their results because they did a good job for a first time. I would say that among our glazes, probably the white is the most popular. And then maybe the blue-green right now. We have a nice blue-green. That would be maybe number 2. Number 3 might be the black glaze. We get a nice mirror, shiny black glaze. And number 4 could be the clear glaze. That's a popular one now, actually, the clear. Maybe more than the black even. I'd switch those two because that's more popular right now. And then the red. Surprisingly, the red's not as popular as I thought it would be. I really like the red personally. And it's probably the last one. Crazy. I don't know why, but okay, here's the last batch of white to wipe the bottom. See, I can be very vigorous with this thing. Look at how quickly I can do that, you see, because I'm holding the pot upright. The water's not dripping down on it. And then I just finish it off a bit like that with a dryer brush or a sponge. So there we go. Look at that. Just a little tiny bottom on that thing there. It's going to be a bit tippy, but it's a nice little vase. You could put a dandelion in there. Okay, last one. There we go. Wipe, wipe. Almost there. Okay, just double check everything. La-di-da, that one, yep, okay. So, that's the white. I basically do the same thing for all the other colors. And we got red, blue, clear. We got about 6 glazes. And then, of course, I got other pottery of my own to glaze. And then I have to load everything in the kiln. And so it'll be fired. And I hope to show you the finished results when it all comes out. We'll have part 2 of this video. So until then. Okay, we're back again, and I wanted to show you guys the finished product. Look at all this nice pottery down here. Ooh, that's from the beginners all-inclusive class. And if you remember, last time I was glazing all the white pottery. Here, let me hold this up nice and close for you. Look at that. You see, the bottom doesn't have a glaze because it'll stick to the kiln. But this is the white, and you can see that the brown kind of is poking through there. Like you can see, it's not entirely opaque, so it's quite interesting. You know, the students have a great time, and I really enjoy teaching the classes. And we get all these various glazes. Here's one called the blue-green. See if you can get a closer look at that one there. Very nice. So what is a glaze anyway? A glaze is basically powdered rocks that melt on the surface of the clay. It's a glass. But like window glass or other clear glass, this is a little different. That it's designed to stick to the clay well and shrink as it's cooling at the same rate as the clay, so it has a good fit. And all of our glazes here are pretty much glossy. Now the reason they're glossy is because people want to eat food out of them. So this is the clear glaze. Look at that one there. So that one is clear. It's just showing the color of the clay through the glaze. It's a transparent glaze. The white glaze is similar to the transparent, but the white glaze has a opacifier, meaning it makes it opaque, and so it looks white. Colored glazes, like this black one here. Look at that black, like a mirror black. It's hard to even really see it, but that's a really shiny black glaze. That one is black because it has a lot of metal oxides in it. Metal oxides like iron, copper, cobalt, chrome. Those are the things that give clay and glaze the color. What makes it shiny is how much it melted. The more it melts, the more shiny it is. The opacity is formed by little particles in the glaze that don't melt, or it could be little bubbles in the glaze that diffuse the light. It could be that the particles didn't melt because they didn't get very high in temperature, which could be done on purpose or not. So the glazes are like glass. They make the pottery easy to clean. And here's one, very interesting. I accidentally forgot to wipe the bottom. That was my fault. So I had to grind it. It stuck a bit to the kiln, but I grinded it on the grinder, all the sharp bits off. And quite frankly, it's as good as new. Very nice little pot. Anyway, even I make mistakes every day, so I hope you forgive me. Anyway, that's all the story about glazes. There's so much to learn about pottery, and so I hope you join us here someday at MW Artists and take some classes and learn all about pottery. It's a never-ending journey. So until next time, God bless.